Yes, welcome to the class, dear students. On ANOVA, in the previous lecture, I have explained you what is meant by the ANOVA, and let us do a problem to understand how to apply the F test and then how to give the conclusion about the hypothesis whether to accept or reject. Let us understand this problem. A researcher wishes to try three different techniques to lower the blood pressure of individuals diagnosed with high blood pressure, and the subjects are randomly assigned to three groups. The first group takes the medication, and second group is under exercises, and the third group is on the special diet. So after 4 weeks, the reduction in each individual blood pressure is being recorded. So at alpha equal to 0.05 as the test of significance, tests the claim that there is no difference among the means, and the data are shown below. So there are 10 people who are under medication. There are 10 observations under medication, 12, 9, 15, 13, and then 6, 8, like that the data is being given. So now, so this is what the blood pressure when it is being changed according to the 4 weeks. After that, what is the reduction they have recorded. Okay, so let us now go to the problem how to solve this. By taking these observations as x1, x2 and x3 as three groups, by understanding that there are three or more groups, immediately you have to come to a conclusion that it is a ANOVA. It is the problem on ANOVA. Nobody will tell you in the exam also about the problem that whether it is chi-square or normal or t-test or ANOVA or something. So it is been already given that the three groups, it is immediately you can understand that it is the F test. Okay, let us now come to the problem where you have got x1. So let us now find out what is the sigma of x1, that is the sum of all these observations. 10 plus 12 plus 9 plus 15 plus 39, that is equal to 59. And what is x1 bar is given by 59 over 5, and that gives you 5 11s are 55 and 4 means 5 8s are 50. So that gives you 5 8s are 40, and that gives you 11.8, right? And then sigma x2 is given by 6 plus 8 plus 3 plus 2, it is 19, and x2 bar is given by 19 by 5, and this is 5 3s are 15 and 4 remain 3.8. Okay, x2 bar is 3.8. And what is sigma x3? Sigma x3 is given by 5 plus 9 plus 12 plus 8 plus 4, and the value is how much it is 38, right? Now what is x3 bar is given by 38 by 5. The mean of the third group is 38 by 5. So 5 7s 35 and it is 30. So 5 6 are 30. So we have got now what is x1 x2, what are the means of all the three groups, we have got it. Now what we do, what is the null hypothesis, we write. What is the null hypothesis according to F test? All the means of the different groups are all the same. So mu1 is equal to, because there are three groups, we write mu1 is equal to mu2 is equal to mu3. And what is the alternate hypothesis says that at least one of the means is different than the others. So at least one mean is different than the others. So this is what the alternative hypothesis. So we are going to give the conclusion that whether is there any difference amount in the means or not, we are going to verify. So let us make a table. Now we have understood what is the mean. For that, our job is to find out within the groups how much is the variance, and between the groups what is the variance. For that, let us do the calculation here. Now, what is x1 minus x1 bar the whole square, we need to find out. We already know that x1 bar is what actually we got it as 11.8. And x2 bar is given as 3.8. And x3 bar is given as 7.6, as we got it as 7.6. So Let us now find out what is x1 minus x1 bar the whole square. That means what we do, this 10 minus 11.8 the whole square. So it will become 3.24. Next, 12 minus 11.8 the whole square, which is 0.04. And then 9 minus 11.8 the whole square, which becomes 7.84. And 15 minus 11.8 the whole square, that means 3.2 the whole square, which is 10.24. 13 minus 11.8 the whole square, which is 1.2 the whole square, is 1.44. So we find out the sum of all these, and that gives you 22.8. This is the answer. Let us now go to x2 minus x2 bar the whole square. That means 6 minus 3.8 the whole square. That gives you 4.84. And the next one is 17.64. 3 minus 3.8 means 0.64. 0 minus 3.8 means 14.44. And then 2 minus 3.8 means 3.24. Let us do the summation of all this. That gives you 40.8 is the sum of all these observations. Now 5 minus 7.6, it is given by 6.76. And then 9 minus 7.6 is 1.4, 1.96. 12 minus 7.6, which is 19.36. 8 minus 7.6 is 0.16. The whole square, I mean to say. 4 minus 7.6, the whole square is 12.96. So the sum of all these now gives you 41.2. So I hope you could understand. What is this now? This is sigma x1 minus x1 bar the whole square is given as 22.8. I hope you could understand this. This is 22.8. Okay. And now the next one we will write x2 minus x2 bar the whole square, and that is 40.8. You could understand this also. So this is 40.8. The next one is sigma x3 minus x3 bar the whole square is 41.2. So that is this one. So this one is this one. So you got now all the sum of the squares of the sum of the squares of the differences between the mean of each individual independent values. Now let us now find out S1 square is the variance of the first group. That is sigma x1 minus x1 bar the whole square. What is the variance is given by n minus 1. You could understand that all these samples are of sample less than 30. It is small samples always. So it is n minus 1. And then what is this value? 22.8 minus 5 minus 1 is 4. And therefore it is 5.7 is your variance of the first group. Now coming to the variance of the second group is given by sigma x2 minus x2 bar the whole square by n minus 1. So that is 40.8 by 4, and therefore S2 square is given by 10.2. Okay. Now let us find out S3 square is sigma x3 minus x3 bar the whole square by n minus 1, and that gives you 41.2 by 4, and that is given by how much it is? 10.3. S3 square. The variance of the third group is this. Now what is the degrees of freedom? We have to find out for the numerator as well as the denominator. So what is the number of groups? First of all, here we have to see the number of groups is given by k is equal to 3. And what is the degrees of freedom? Degrees of freedom for the numerator. What is the numerator? What is the formula? I hope you remember. What is the F test calculated value is given by, in the previous lecture I have already given you, F calculated value is given by SB square. That means the variance between the groups is denoted by SB square. The variance within the groups is given by as W square. So we will find out for between the groups is the numerator, and the degrees of the between the group is the numerator. For that is what? It is k minus 1, and therefore 3 minus 1, and therefore 2 is the degrees of freedom for the numerator. And what is the denominator degrees of freedom? That means within the group, how much is the difference? That means what we do, we take the total sum of the observations minus k. Now there are totally 5 observations. So 15 observations are there. So 15 minus k is 3, and therefore 12 is the degrees of freedom for the denominator. What we have to do is, we write down this is f calculated value is of course this, and f table value we have to identify this by taking the f table for numerator is 2 and the denominator is 12. Let us look at the f table value is this actually. F table value is given by, when we go to the problem like this. Now what is the degrees of freedom for the numerator is, for the numerator here it is given as what? 2, and the denominator is 12. Numerator means here you will be taking the numerator is 12 here, denominator is 12 and numerator is 2. Numerator is 2 means here always this is the numerator and these values gives the denominator. So the denominator is 12 and at 2 it is 3.89. This is 1 and this is 2. So 3.8912. This is the value for the in the F table. This is what you have to check. What is this? Here this values gives you the denominator degrees of freedom, and these are the numerator degrees of freedom. What is the denominator? We have 12. And what is the numerator? We have 2, right? So 12 and this 2 is the intersecting is 3.89. This is what the table value, you have to write it here. So the table value for F table value is given by 3.89. So now our job is to find out what is SB square and what is SW square. So to do this now, let us have this problem now, SB square by SW square, how to find out. To do this, first of all, you need to find out what is the grand mean or the group mean. What is that? S group mean we need. What is that? Given by sigma x by the total number of observations. So now actually what we had here, these are the values: 10 plus 12 plus 9 plus 15, 10 plus 12 plus 9 plus 15 plus 13. First group is over. Do the second group now. Second group is 68302. 6 plus 8 plus 3 plus 0 plus 2. Take the third group. Third group is 5 plus 9 plus 5 plus 9 plus 12 plus 8 plus 4. So sum of all these whole divided by the total number is what? 5. In each group we have 5. So 5 3s are 15. So when you sum up all this, it is 116 over 15, and that value gives you 7.73. 5 7 0 1 0. Okay, 7.73. Now we are going to do what is SB square. That means between the group, what is the variance is given by the formula sigma ni times of xi bar minus x the group mean bar. That means we are now doing between the groups means group mean minus the difference between group mean and the mean of individual groups, the square by between the groups. So it is k minus 1. So do the calculation here. It is what? Summation ni. What is ni here? That means each number of observations in each group. So in each group I have 5. So 5 times of x1 bar. So this is nothing but this is the what explanation. First of all, let us expand this, try to understand this. This is given by n1 into x1 bar minus x minus minus xgm bar the whole square, okay, by k minus 1 plus n2 times of x2 bar minus xgm bar the whole square by k minus 1. We are just expanding this. For how many groups are there, that many times terms will be there. xgm bar the whole square by k minus 1. Because we have only 3 groups, so we have written like this. So since we have 3 groups, we are able to do like this. So let us now have this one as n1 times of, let us do the calculation, and this gives you 5 times of 11.8 is our first group mean. 11.8 minus 7.73 the whole square over k minus 1. That is, of course, we will add that k minus 1 everywhere by later, 3 minus 1 like that. And what is n2 is again 5, the same number of elements, right? So it is 3.8 minus 7.73 the whole square, and n3 is also 5, and x3 bar we got it as 7.6 minus 7.73 the whole square over 3 minus 1. So that is understood. So if you do all the calculation, you will get this as 80.06675. 80.06675. This is your SB square. Now our job is to find out what is S within the group, what is the variance is given by sigma ni minus 1 times of Si square by sigma of ni minus 1. So this is also because we have only 3 groups. We write n1 minus 1 into S1 square by sigma of n minus 1. What is sigma of n minus 1? How many are there? Ni first group 5 minus 1 4, plus second group 5 minus 1 4, plus third group 5 minus 1 4. So adding all this, plus n2 minus 1 times of S2 square, plus n3 minus 1 times of S3 square, and so on. So this is what the way to do the problem. Now what it gives you, when n1 minus 1 when I take it is 4, and S1 square is given by 5.7, plus n2 minus 1 is 4, S2 square is 10.2, n3 minus 1 is 4, and S3 square is 10.3 over 12. So let us do the calculation. You can use your calculator to get the solution. It is 8.733. Okay. Now we are going to find out what is the F calculated value is given by SB square by SW square, and SB square we got it as 80.06675 minus 8.733. So that value is somewhere around 9.16. So what is your F calculated value and the relation between table value? We have done in the, what is the table value we have already identified, which is 3.89. So F calculated value we got it as 9.16. So greater than F table value. Therefore, we reject the null hypothesis. Reject the null hypothesis H naught. When you reject, what do you mean by this? At least one of the means is different. So this is what the problem, how to solve the F test, use the F test, how to solve it. I hope you could understand well how to use the how to find out the ANOVA F test to give the conclusion. Thank you.